Carlton.
During the Great Global Recession, the Harper government refused to fund spending through money printing at the Bank of Canada. The result was we ended up having better growth than the U.S., better than the G7, better than the average of the advanced economies. Fast forward to present, the government is funding its spending through money printing at the Bank of Canada, leading to the worst economic growth of any government since the Great Depression, and now, predictably, inflation. As Canadians struggle to find work, they're seeing food, fuel, and housing prices skyrocket. Why is this government imposing an inflation tax right in the middle of a pandemic crisis?
Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the honourable member was at the same Finance Committee meeting that I attended earlier this week, with the Governor of the Bank of Canada, who dispelled the very myth he continues to perpetuate. I don't know what it is about the Conservatives. During an unprecedented public health and economic emergency, they refuse to acknowledge that the Government of Canada should step up and be there for Canadians in their time of need. My message to anyone listening today is that if you have been impacted financially or from a public health point of view, this government will be there for you no matter what it takes, as long as it takes.
Honourable member for Carlton.
Yeah, it's been right there standing next to people with its hands in their pockets. As they walk down the grocery aisle, this government's inflation tax is raising the price of meat by 5 to 7% this year, the price of bakery by 4 to 6%, and the price of vegetables by 5 to 7%. Real estate is up 40%. Great news if you own a mansion, terrible news if you're a working-class renter struggling towards the dream of home ownership. Why is this government hitting Canadians with an inflation tax right in the middle of a pandemic?
The Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the honourable member accuses our government of having our hands in the pockets of Canadians. We have put through CERB direct income supports into the pockets of 9 million middle-class Canadians, Mr. Speaker. We have from the very beginning been supporting Canadians with programs, not just like CERB, but if you go back several years, the Canada Child Benefit, which stopped sending childcare checks to millionaires so we could leave 9 out of 10 families better off. Every time we put forward measures that help ordinary Canadians, the Conservatives can be counted on to vote against them. They continue to oppose our measures to support Canadians through this pandemic when we know they need support more than ever.
The honourable member for Carlton.
Wow, is this guy ever out of touch? He better take a drive 25 minutes to here, to a community called Riverside South, where a working class family recently reported they were outbid trying to buy a house 9 times. The last time by $400,000 over asking price. Working class people can't find a place to live. And he says, oh, we'll send you a $2,000 check for a $400,000 bid over asking price on a home. People can't find places to live. They can't afford food. Why is this government hitting the most vulnerable with an inflation tax right in the middle of a crisis?